Every once in a while you'll get sad, and that's okay. I mean, it's only natural for a normal human being to get depressed or gloomy from time to time, in which you question your existence and or maybe not find yourself worthy enough. But even though everyone gets touched by the melancholic black devil that is depression, people choose to deal with it in a variety of ways in which they find their treatment through the perhaps most ordinary activities that in time turn into habits. Some might deal with their depression through excessive eating, which in time causes overweight and other health issues. Others might go to the gym more frequently, in which they turn something negative into something positive. I, for example, deal with it through video production, self-deprecation, and watching sad anime. Why? Well, there are times when you just need a good cry as a cathartic release to help you get through difficult circumstances. So, as a tribute, I made a list of a few anime that almost made me tear up, and believe me, there are plenty of heartbreaking anime in supply because apparently anime creators love to make their audience cry. The anime I will be discussing found countless ways to break our hearts and make us weep. From the heartfelt dramas about young love, unrequited feelings, and relationship drama to the more serious matters that tackle issues like death, war, and illnesses. So yeah, sit back, get some tissues ready, and enjoy the show. The first anime in my list is Your Lie in April, which is an anime that follows the story of a piano prodigy, Kosei Arima, who lost the ability to hear the sound of his own piano after the death of his mother. 2 years have passed since this incident, and Kosei is still a shadow of the man or kid he used to be. However, this all started to change when Kosei met the wonderful Kaori Miyazono, a lively violinist who slowly but surely helped him to change his philosophy when it came to classical music. She made him see that music should be played freely and that there is more to music than just hitting each note perfectly. This is in contrast with what his belated mother told him, which is that music is strict and structured, giving no room to any form of creativity whatsoever. The bright and beautiful color palette that was used in the anime was greatly masquerading the impending tragedy, and the dialogues were truly poetic gems. Like Kosei and Kaori's conversations were undoubtedly the heart of the series. The show is exceptionally directed, and the visuals and musical performance add so much more to the story than expected. Your Lie in April is without a doubt one of the saddest anime I've ever seen, since I started watching it under the assumption that it would be a light-hearted romantic comedy, but I rather quickly came to the realization that it was a drama tragedy that focused on the failures, imperfections, and constant rejections that the characters faced. The next anime that I'd like to mention is Grave of the Fireflies, which is a 1.5-hour movie that'll honestly break you. Like, this is a warning for people who take movies too serious and therefore get too invested in the story. I'm talking about the people who act like they lost a relative whenever a side character dies in a show or a movie. So yeah, if you fit this description, I strongly advise you to pass this anime, since it's known as one of the darkest Ghibli films ever made, and since it's not for weak hearts. Grave of the Fireflies is set in the final days of World War II, which included the US bombing of Japan and the firebombing of Kobe City. Rest in peace. The movie tells the story of a boy named Seta and his younger sibling Setsuko, whose life have been destroyed by the devastating and brutal war that made them lose their parents and their home. It tells the story of two orphans and their desperate struggle to survive the final moments of the Second World War. Grave of the Fireflies is an important film because it revolves around the consequences of blind, unchecked nationalism and the bitter end of those that follow it, and it also emphasizes the value of life, while it also depicts the irreversible tragedies and sufferings that Japanese people had to endure during the war. The movie makes the viewers question why and how World War II was even allowed to happen in the first place. Grave of the Fireflies is not only a masterpiece because of its sadness, but also because it makes the viewers go through an emotional experience that makes you question the necessity of war itself. This next anime in my list is a 2016 special called Silent Voice, which is about a deaf girl named Shoko who was constantly being harassed by her peers in elementary school. At first I wondered how they would bully her, but they just beat her up, or would they also use sign language to communicate with her, because that would be impressive. I mean, if I was a teacher, I would firstly of course be revolted if I heard the news that this deaf girl in my class was being bullied, but then I would be intrigued, like how do you verbally abuse a deaf girl? I mean, you would maybe need a person with Naruto-like hand gestures to roast her the right way, right? Anyway, so as I said, the anime revolves around Shoko, who was constantly being harassed by her elementary school classmates to the point that she had to transfer schools multiple times. The anime also revolves around one of her bullies called Shoya, who later on became the target of bullying himself when he turned on his friends. I'm sorry, I mispronounced this one. I mean, he got bullied because he turned on his friends. Gosh, I really do need to work on my pronunciation. Anyways, haunted by his wrongdoings and regretting his past actions, Shoya decides to go on a journey of redemption, in which he finds Shoko again and strives to make amends with the girl he once bullied. The film has a unique and mature story, dwelling on topics often considered taboo in mainstream anime. The art is incredibly beautiful, with a few artistic curveballs thrown in. The soundtrack is also one of the best I've ever heard in a romance anime, and the voice acting is just amazing. amazing. A Silent Voice is a heartbreaking and unsettling anime that will put you through a roller coaster of emotions, since it also has elements of hope and warmth in it, making it one of the greater anime of 2016. Well, that's it for today. I hope you guys liked it. Feel free to hit that subscribe button, and please do not forget to like this video if you had fun and or found it interesting, because it would help with the YouTube algorithm. It would also make me more motivated to upload new and better weekly content, because as I said in previous videos, I'm still a small channel and every like and comment would mean the world to me. I'm the generic anime watcher, and hopefully I'll see you again anytime soon. Now get out. Bye.